Hello everyone, this is Claire Gonzalez from Team Red and I will be discussing the lesson 5 and 6 of this module. So in lesson 5, the topic that I will discuss is font terminologies. Let me first introduce the objectives for this lesson. So at the end of the lesson, the students will be able to understand the different font terminologies, identify the difference between type family, typeface, and font, and understand the role of font terminology in multimedia. So before we start, let's have our activity. So this activity is named Guess the Word. As you can see, there are pictures below and I want you to think of a word about each picture and then combine the words to create another word that you think is related to our topic for today. So I will just give you 10 seconds to guess, or you can just pause this video if you're having a hard time for guessing. The 10 seconds starts now. Time's up. So the answer for this one is typeface. And for the next one is the 10 seconds starts now. Time's up. So the answer for this is type family. Without further ado, let's now proceed to the discussion. What is a type family? A type family is a group of typefaces derived from a common origin. It's like a group of fonts that appears to be related like a real family because they look alike or they share the same DNA. In short, these are the typefaces that share common design qualities. So there are two types of the type family, the generic font families and the specific font families. So the generic font families are identified by font family properties like serifs with cursive strokes at the end of the letters. It defines an attribute that all fonts in the family share. Kumbaga, the similarities of the fonts within a specific type family. So, while on the other hand, the specific font families like Arial, Times New Roman, and Tahoma have multiple styles inside a single name. Then typefaces. So this is according to Costello. So typeface refers to a specific typeface, for example, the Times New Roman, in which every one of the approximately 200 alphanumeric characters and symbols adheres to the same design guidelines. Basically, a typeface is a specific design of characters. It could be letters, numbers, or symbols that share a common look. So, typefaces are categorized into serif, sans serif, script, and old style. Serifs are little extensions added to the ends of the stroke. Sans serif is defined by the absence of extensions. Script typeface looks like a handwritten cursive, and the old style are distinguished by thin and thick lines that are subtly contrasted and curving strokes with an axis that slopes left. So here are the examples of each of these typefaces, as you can see. So, diba, you can see the difference. So, pero as what I have observed, that serif and old styles, serif and old style typefaces seem similar. Diba? Kasi actually, old, old style typefaces generally fall under the broader category of serif fonts. It's like they are a specific subsets of serif fonts that originated from early print designs in the Renaissance period. And the next one is type font. So a font is a simply more specific method of indicating the type of text you are using that focuses on both size and weight of a typeface. So here's the example of font. The as you observe, These are the variations of this font with different weights. So, those are the font terminologies na at first confusing siya sa ton, but you can do further research if you think libog gid kaayo. So, for our quiz, you can just write this on a 1/4 sheet of paper. Multiple choice ni siya, 2 points each. So, I want you to take a screenshot of each slide, uh, each scenario. There are 5 scenarios for this. I'll just give you 5 seconds to take a screenshot. Okay, so scenario 2, scenario 3, fourth scenario, and the last one. So we're done with the lesson 5. Let us now proceed to the lesson 6 of this module. So for the lesson 6, I will discuss the classification of fonts. For the objectives, at the end of the lesson, the students can be able to recognize the different font categories, apply font classifications and design, and critique font use in multimedia text. Of course, before we start, we'll have an activity. And this activity is similar to the previous activity I have given on lesson 5. But in here, you have to guess the name of the font. So again, you have to think of a word about each picture and combine the words to guess the font. So I'll give you 10 seconds again for each. 10 seconds starts now. Time's up. So the answer for this is sans serif from the word sand and sheriff. Then next, 10 seconds starts now. Okay, so the answer for this is graffiti from the word graph and graffiti. And the last one, there are 3 pictures and 10-second guessing starts now. Okay, the answer for this one is calligraphy. So I'm sorry, wala nabutang, but the answer is calligraphy from the word call or cal and ig and graphy. And now let's move on to the discussion. Let's talk about the classification of fonts. So there are 4 classifications of fonts: the serif, sans serif, the script, and the decorative. Let's first start with the serif. So serif fonts are classic style of font with a readily identifiable feature. These fonts have artistic details like little strokes or extensions at the edge of each letter. In serif fonts, we have old styles which emerged between the late 15th and mid 18th centuries. The transitional with a more vertical axis for curved strokes. A stronger contrast between thick and thin strokes and delicate flat bracketed serifs. The Didone that was referred to as classical designs when it was first released, and the slab that has serif squared off, giving it a blocky, strong appearance rather than the more polished look of a typical serif. And the next one is sans serif. These fonts are likely the most common form of font. Sans serif means without serifs. It is designed with simple major strokes that makes them appear clean and minimalist as it maintains flawless readability. So sans serif have two types, the grotesque and humanistic. Grotesque has a thinner than usual stroke weight and squared curves on some characters such as capital G. Then the humanistic font styles aim to increase the readability of sans serif typeface designs. Next font is the script. So these fonts are easy to recognize as it is based on handwriting, typically cursive handwriting. It has two categories, the classic and modern. It has also three types, the formal, casual, and a calligraphic. So the formal, it employs a diverse set of glyphs, and the casual, it appears informal when written using with a pen or brush. Calligraphic, it seems ambiguous with uneven strokes. And the last font is the decorative font that consists of fonts that are not related to any other types. So, decorative fonts are primarily meant for exhibition and shares one characteristic. Take note that decorative fonts are always distinctive, unusual, and eye-catching. It has two types, the grunge and graffiti. So, the grunge rejects clean typography. It looks unclean and decayed, and it has a decayed appearance. And the graffiti, which is an expression of art that is typically found on public structures or walls. And those are all the classifications of fonts. We have serif, sans serif, script, and decorative. And now I want you to get one half sheet of paper and kindly answer these questions. So please take a photo or screenshot. And that's all for the lesson 6. So thank you everyone and have a good day.